Hello YouTube. I want to put this video together to show you my garage CNC work area. I'm limited with space. This is a two-car garage and there's obviously a car in the garage as well. My CNC is a Bob Quantum Max and my lawnmower is stored above it using a pulley system. I have to move the bench if I want to get my lawnmower down. Just kind of showing you the general area right now. You can see I have a lot of storage under it, generators, gas cans, that kind of thing. And there's my workstation. My desktop is connected to internet, so I can copy files using Google Drive, Craftsman shop vac that I use for dust collection. That is a 1.5 inch to 2 inch PVC port, obviously made of rubber. It fits really well with the 2.5 inch hose from the shop vac, as you can see here. So whenever I need to use the dust collection, I just connect my shop vac to this port and turn on the shop vac, and my dust collection for the CNC works. And it leaves it to where I can use the shop vac for other things. The bottom portion of that dust collection, the PVC, is 1.5 inch. There's a 90-degree there, and then there's a 2 inch PVC pipe that slips over it. And that provides plenty of airflow. I mean, it sucks very well. I don't have any problems with it collecting dust. That right there is a 1.5 inch PVC cap that I cut the end off of and slid it over the pipe. There's not very much friction there between the 2 inch PVC pipe that slides over the 1.5 inch PVC pipe, and this moves really easily. It's like it takes no pressure to move it. This is a custom dust shoe that I built. The gray part was a dust shoe that I bought on Etsy. Um, the dust shoe worked great. The only problem with it is it was hard to get on and off, and I didn't like leaving it on when I was changing my bits. So I wanted something that was easier to use, and so I kind of did a hack job. I cut off the end of the Etsy dust shoe that I bought, and then I CNC'd out the wood portion here. As you can see, it just slides in there. It fits in pretty good. I did a horrible job putting it in there right now with my left hand, but it is really easy to get on and off. There is a brush that connects to the bottom of the, there you go, you can see it slides on really well. But taking this on and off makes changing bits really easy. Got to take the brush off to get it off. You can see it comes off really easy, then it goes back on really easy. This works pretty well for me. This is a 2 inch female to male connector there. I whacked off the end of it, and just friction fits into my dust shoe. That little bit of friction there creates all that you need to hold it on. You can see here's the top portion of my dust collector. It's just 2 inch PVC. The 90-degree on the end is a 2 inch female to male, and then the dust hose, the 2.5 inch dust hose, fits on it well. You can see here it's just friction fit. I'm about to turn the dust collector on and kind of show you how well it picks up dust. I put a lot of dirt on here. This is not the actual dust from the machine. This is stuff I pulled from the shop vac, so it's a little dirtier than I'd really want. And just moving this here with my controller. I'll show you the controller a little bit later in the video. As you can see, it sucks up the dust really well. This is sped up, by the way. As you can see, it leaves pretty clean. There's still some dust in the T-slot, but that's pretty far away from the dust shoe, so I'll show you in a minute. It will actually pick up in the T-slot, but you got to move it down some horrible camera work here. You can see it picks it up pretty well. I'm moving it down here, and you can see that it's pulling all that dust out of the T-slot. It's pretty clean. All that dust is now gone. Here I'm going to turn off the dust collector and just show you that that hose stays on really well with even without the suction of the dust collector on. As you can see, the dust collector will move with the CNC all around the machine. You can see here I hit one of my T-clamps there and had to move it up. This is sped up, I think 2x, so it's not really moving that fast. As you can see, the dust collector moves very well with it. This is a chain drive belt that I put on this. This does not come with the Quantum Max. I do think this is a pretty good upgrade to do, and it's relatively cheap. I'll put links to this chain drive in the comment or the description below. I would highly recommend adding this to any CNC that you have that doesn't have this. Some of the bobs don't come with that chain drive. Here's the controller that I use. This was $10 or $15 on Amazon. This doesn't work with all of your Cinder programs. I'm currently using UGS, and it does work with the controller. You can configure how it moves with the controller. I will show you in UGS where that is in a minute. I think this is almost a must-have. Having this controller is why I use UGS and not some of the other Cinder programs that won't allow you to connect a controller to them. To me, when you're setting up your work items, having that controller is a must-have. You see in UGS here, if you go to Tools, and then go to Options, and then go to UGS, and then go to Joystick, this is where you configure what the buttons do. You just click on the button, and you can change it to whatever you want it to do. Here's a probe that I have set up. You can get instructions on how to install this on the Bob's website. I made a little bracket for it with the CNC there that holds it up there. This is just a Z-axis probe, so you have to do your X and Y on your own, but you can use the probe to set your Z 0. And just hear me measuring it with the caliper, and it's in millimeters. It's 19.26 millimeters. And then to set up your probe in UGS, go to Tools, Plugins, and then Probe Module. And you can see I already have it set up on the bottom, or open on the bottom. And you just go to your Z, and you plug in the thickness that you just measured, 19.26. And then for the probe distance, this needs to be a negative, and that's in millimeters. So when this probes, it'll go down 10 millimeters. Here's me testing the probe. You have to connect the little clamp to the drill bit, CNC bit, and then move your bit above the probe. I need to make this wire longer. Currently it'll only move that far. I'm going to add an extension to it so it'll move further around the CNC. Once you bring it down within 10 millimeters, then you do, I'm setting the X and Y here, the 0. Hit initiate probe, and it moves. I'll show you in a second it moving. But that set the Z for me. Here's where I'm going to set the X and Y. You can see I zero the X and Y out. But you see I didn't touch the Z. And here I'm going to show you what it looks like whenever you're actually probing. I just hit initiate probe. It'll go down and touch, and then it'll go up, and then it'll go down and touch again. Once it does that, you're good. You remove your probe. and then that will have set your 0 for your z-axis there. Now I can show you, I'm going to return to 0. You can see it's going to be exactly on the board where you want it. I'd already set the X and Y a minute ago. You see, it's perfect. Right on top of the wood. That's all I have for today. I appreciate you watching my video. If you enjoyed this content or found it helpful, please like and subscribe. Once again, appreciate your time.